Happy Sunday, Legionnaires. I hope everyone's having a fantastic weekend. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, all that good stuff. Comic books, the gift that keeps on giving, especially around the holiday time, from extensive books dropping every week to new movies, shows, everything. December has got it all, and we're about to spoil every bit of it. Huge shout out to Big Time Collectibles. Be sure to check them out at their website, on their socials, find them on Whatnot. But you cannot find on Whatnot Mr. Sector 2815. If he's visible, he's blacked out on my screen, but he is here and he is present. Also, if you need anything Cleaner Press this holiday season, be sure to check out Justin over on Instagram for as little as $10 a book. He can hook it up. Let him know you found him via the channel. And yeah, definitely do that. Team Nerdy, have you ever considered hitting up Justin's Comicx for cleaning and pressing? And he's muted. Off to a phenomenal start.
Oh.
Hey, Paul, welcome back.
This is going very well so far.
You can't see Paul. You can't hear me.
Let's see. Let's see if this last person is deaf, dumb, or blind. What are you
got you, bro. I'm
He's
here.
already.
I'm here. I got you, my guy. What is up?
Well, I appreciate each and every one of you guys being here. Also, I appreciate ABX Comics and Games, without whom I wouldn't be here either, at least not in the capacity that I am here. So if you're ever in the area of the Augusta, Georgias, be sure to hit up ABX Comics and Games. And if you're getting into the hobby, if you've been part of the hobby for a long time, whether it be comic books, tabletop gaming, they have a great Facebook community group. All the links are in the description below. All that good stuff. Also, I think it is important to point out that we're halfway through December, so that means this is halfway through the entry phase of the Hulk 180 event. If you're interested to know what the Hulk 180 event is, check out the video with that image right there. It's pinned to the top of my YouTube page. Short video, all the details are right there. If you like Wolverine, if you like Hulk 180, if you like CGC, and if you like all those things coming together like butt cheeks, you're going to want to check out that video. It's got it all.
Agreed.
Or don't, and increase my chances of winning.
Exactly. Let's try one more time. Paul, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking.
Sir Timothy Nerdy, how are you doing?
I'll unmute myself and I'll say I'm doing fantastic.
All right.
Fan-freaking-tastic.
My Jersey boy.
I'm doing awesome, bro. Got a little bit of a headache, but I'm rocking. I got you.
It's because your beanie's too tight. I hope the holidays are treating you all well.
Bird gang.
This is most definitely my favorite time of the year. And it's starting to feel like it. As it's getting closer to Christmas, everything's starting to get done, getting all the presents, getting all the plans, where we're going to be doing what with who. And it's getting exciting. It's getting exciting. The kids are smiling ear to ear all day long, every day. Just fun. It's tomorrow Christmas. That's their favorite question to ask.
We're going to go shopping, so I'm hyped.
Yeah. Well, let's say hey to some of the people in the chat real quick and we'll get it going. Lascrucius 1971 clocking in first and foremost with a hooray. Pop Static right behind him with a let's go Legionnaires. I think you get that on a shirt. Let's go Legionnaires. Put some pom-poms on it or something.
That'd be dope.
We got the woohoo. Scott rocking in at third place. What's going on, Scott? Hope you had a good weekend as well. Let's go to the mall. What is going on, Larry? Good to see you. Sector dropping the hammer with a 26th month member milestone, chat. 26 months.
It seemed like it was just 25.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
That's Von 82 clocking in from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Hope you're doing good, Scotty. Appreciate you popping in. Esteban, my man, what's happening? I missed Esteban this past week. He's been doing the Comic Book Jeopardy with us over on Cliff's channel, and he wasn't able to make it this past week. It's been fun getting to hang out with him. Sean Franklin, what's going on? Appreciate you popping in. ABX Comics and Games, there we go. What is going on, Paul? House of L, hello, hello. Yo, I love that, seeing that name. Like, that's like one of the best YouTube names. It's got me very sad about the Philip Kennedy Johnson run. I filmed a video today with my kids, and we were looking at something, and the Superman annual was a topic of conversation, and I caught myself not even addressing the book, and it turned into literally just a thank you to Philip Kennedy Johnson and addressing like why I appreciated his run and his tenure on that title so much. He's going to be so missed. So missed. It's one of those situations where it doesn't matter who comes next. I don't want him right now. I'm just going to take some time to get over what we've had. Ignacio, good to see you. Have you read Power Ranger comic books? Have I read Power Ranger comic books? You talking to the right one.
Hey.
The Darkest Hour has been phenomenal. Phenomenal. I've read all of the Power Ranger comic books, except I hadn't jumped on that new Ranger Academy yet. Aggressively relaxing. Woo to you too. Good to see you. Remy Q Studios dropping the 26-monther as well. Hit that like button if y'all haven't already. Big thank you to Remy Q. Remy the God, as they call him.
Read what he says right here. This is hilarious.
I was at a little kid's birthday party where they had nerd movie trivia, and I was absolutely kids crying, dirty looks from other parents, crap hitting the buzzer, still hitting
a buzzer.
That's what I expect.
It's
So real quick, before we go any farther, I do want to go around the horn. A lot of people do this at the end of the show. We're going to do it at the beginning of the show. So if anyone catches this on the rewind, they already get an idea, because some of this information is time sensitive, especially with TM Nerdy, who has a show tomorrow. So what do you got going on tomorrow, TM?
Over on Geek Out with Roscoe's channel, we will have Stephanie, Madam Blaster, joining us. And the theme is Poison Ivy. And we're opening it up to anybody that wants to sculpt. They can sculpt tomorrow because that's what Stephanie's going to be doing. So if you guys want to sculpt or draw, the theme is Poison Ivy.
nice.
Jersey?
Let's see. Tomorrow is just recorded it. It's going to be a cornucopia of a smorgasbord, if you will, of just random stuff that I've gotten recently. Wednesday's video, fingers crossed, your package comes in, so I have that. Friday positivity, always getting that mind right for the weekend. And then my Sunday night sesh is the next 2 weeks. This Sunday is going to be a Christmas special, so bring your holiday books, come hang out. I want to do some giveaways. And then following week, I get lucky, and it's a New Year's Eve. So I want as many people in the community as you can. Bring toys, bring books, bring shoes, bring whatever your favorite 10 pickups are of the year. And let's just talk about it. Let's end the year off with a bang.
Fantastic. We got Tyler jumping back into the channel membership. Big shout out to Tyler. I appreciate that. I feel like he did that out of guilt for suggesting me to watch a movie called May December. It nearly ruined my weekend. Thankfully, I watched it on Friday, so Saturday and Sunday. I'm just messing with you, Tyler. Just messing with you. Do you miss Jason David Frank? Yeah, comment. Very much so. Childhood hero. Grew up watching Power Rangers. Still love Power Rangers. Still waiting on Legend of the White Dragon to come out. I'm one of the early backers for that project. Even like I'm a Power Ranger guy through and through. DJ Link's dropping that 26-month milestone. I appreciate that, DJ. What is going on, Trev? Howdy, howdy. Tyler doing the Lord's work, dropping them links. Make sure you guys hit that and subscribe up to these folks right here. Fantastic members of the community if you're not familiar with them as well. Ranger Academy has been okay so far. That's worrisome because aggressively relaxing tends to like stuff over dislike stuff. And no keys, Paul. Speaking of no keys, Paul, tell everybody what's happening this week. It's a big week for
It is a big week. We have tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, we have our normal DC Comics deep dive. We're taking a look at Titans Beast World #2 and also Titans Beast World World Tour Gotham. And we'll even dabble a little bit into Action Comics number 1060. And then on Wednesday at 9:30 Eastern, we have our second annual huge Guess That Key Christmas special, where there will be not one, not two, not three, but 4 different giveaways during the show.
So we're going to be playing Guess That Key and Guess That Giveaway.
Exactly. And it'll be an OG episode where we have, of course, Mark, and then we have Jake and Jesus will be back joining us as well. So
let's go. And that's Jake from Omega Reads on social medias and Jesus from Guaranteed Comics. And both of them are the hosts of the Spec Tales podcast.
Correct.
So their wives are going to let them out for that episode. I just listened to their most recent episode.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, they are some of the 2 most enjoyable people I've had the honor of meeting in this community. They're just fantastic. I'm excited for that. It's going to be fun. This right here. DJ's when I finished May December, I sat on my windowsill for an hour deciding what to do with my life. DJ, you jump, I jump. The movie was so bad. Would be cool to see Tommy Stark cameo Marvel Spider-Man 3. A Tony Stark cameo in Spider-Man 3.
Maybe Secret Wars.
Talking about a game? I'm pitching DJ sitting on a custom window sill by Joey did from Friends. Oh my god. Yes, sir. It just started. So first thing, I definitely want some feedback. Durs promised that he has a non-biased take on this topic, so I'm ready to hear that. And this is Rebel Moon is dropping this coming week. It's going to be releasing on Netflix, originally scheduled for the 22nd. Last week they moved it up to 7 p.m. on the 21st, which they in the marketing ad, it's an exclusive Netflix early release, like it's going to be showing anywhere else. But Rebel Moon is Zack Snyder's new epic 2-part film event that they're doing on Netflix. They released the social media and review embargoes this past week, and it's sitting at like 20-something% rotten on Rotten Tomatoes and a 6.4 out of 10 on IMDb. Now, there are some reviewers coming in a little higher than that and enjoying it, but the early consensus is it ain't something new and epic. But as far as me, like I'm a stan when it comes to Snyder stuff. His style, his tone, his cinematic vision for stuff. I'm that guy. It plays heavily to my strengths, what I enjoy about it.
You are his target audience?
I would say so, yes. I would definitely say so. But Durs,
as a Star Wars fan, Durs, give us your unbiased view.
So that's what scares me. So as a huge Star Wars guy and all the movies and stuff like that, this is what fans apparently wanted the last Star Wars movies to be, but then they go and see it and now they're roasting it. So now I'm scared, but I'm also, like Mark said, I am an unbiased fanboy of anything Zack Snyder does. I love all the slow motion, all the jump cuts, all the zoom ins. So I think it's going to be a fun movie either way. I think it's going to be literally nothing in the middle. You either love it or you hate it. I think that's what we're really going to be at with this movie.
Do you think it being like a rejected Star Wars concept being brought to life is helping the reviews or hurting the reviews of it, TM?
I think. Oh,
say that again.
Do you think it being a rejected Star Wars concept? Do you think like what it actually is? Do you think that's helping its reviews or hurting it? Because it seems like a lot of people are comparing it.
Trying to compare it to Star Wars, yeah, I think that there is a lot of Star Wars fans out there right now that are trashing it and saying it's like a wannabe Star Wars project. So I think people are still going to want to watch it. So like these bad reviews, I don't think are going to hurt people wanting to watch it. They're going to want to check it out for themselves. And most people are kind of like wanting a darker side of Star Wars, and that's what this is. Like it got rejected from Lucasfilm for being too adult. So people are going to be like, you know what? A lot of people are upset for what they've gotten from Star Wars the last couple of years. So I think a lot of people like that are in the middle of being Star Wars fans and not Star Wars fans, they're going to enjoy this more than anything else.
Durs, what's your take on it? Like, do you think this has like a possibility of existing in a successful area, knowing that just from the start of it is an alt Star Wars, it is an alt Dune, it is heavily borrowing from the inspiration.
You just nailed it on the head. That's what I was going to touch on. Is my opinions on Dune is I kind of like it, but I really don't, because I think of especially the first Dune as being a total Star Wars. You're on the desert, got to find something, walking through the desert, blah, 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 blah. I like the I like the concept for Dune, but we'll see with the second one how much more I get into it. And that's kind of how I feel about Rebel Moon. I like that Zack Snyder's behind it, and that's going to elevate it a lot for me. Even if it's a bad movie, I'm going to be me and overlook a lot of things just because it's going to have those awesome action scenes. But we'll see how the story is. The story could be meh. If the action's good, I'm still going to have a fun time watching it.
Dune actually came before Star Wars.
I was going to say Dune was in fact the actual inspiration for Star Wars. One of the heaviest stuff. Yeah, that was one of Lucas's heaviest inspirations from like
that and Flash Gordon.
Yeah, he liked the Saturday serials.
See, I know nothing about Dune besides just the movie. That's literally the only thing I know about Dune. I didn't even know about it as really a franchise until kind of the movie, and then I had to go in and see that there was all these books and blah 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 and all the media for it. So, yeah, that's
Dune inspired Star Wars, inspired other things, kind of thing like that. And now Rebel Moon is almost like it looks like an amalgamation of like all these influences, because you see all kinds of like it looks like there's like high fantasy aspects to it as well, with like like griffins and stuff in the trailer.
I also think we live in a day and age of people go into something. Okay, 1965. See, learned something new today. Go into something with the mindset of like, oh, this is comparable to this. This should be this, but we can't have it. Okay, yeah, John Carter was fired.
Yeah, that's 1912. Edgar Rice Burroughs wrote John Carter in 1912.
But we live in a day and age where people have that mindset of things should be the way it is, and they can't, borrow and take from it. So a lot of people went into it thinking it should be a reject Star Wars, and having that tone, they can't separate it from the two. So that's on my thinking with the general.
That's really the thing is, nowadays it's pretty much, what, if you put out a sci-fi movie, it's going to be compared to Star Wars, no matter what you do. So it's like, what, you can't win, and you can't, you can't lose. Because whether it was originally supposed to be whether it was a Star Wars pitch at one point or whatever, is regardless. But if you go into everything trying to compare it to something else, you're probably not going to enjoy whatever it is that you see, especially if you're always comparing it to what your perfection is.
I didn't like Platoon. It was too similar to Saving Private Ryan.
Both bangers.
You can win if you make something actually good. Yeah, and that's where I think it's that the general audience, man, is a tough SOB these days, and the internet's savage with it. And general audience is even a weird statement now, because I don't even think the general audience for cinema is properly reflected in like the feedback you hear on the internet anymore. It's just weird.
I do think Netflix is doing the right thing with these straight like licensed like their movies, because I've just seen that they're doing a Beverly Hills Cop. So
I saw the trailer for that. That looks pretty cool.
So I do like that they're kind of negating the box office and just going straight to Netflix. So I mean, it's smart. We'll see how it does.
They have had some like legitimately good Netflix films. I always do the Tyler Rake series that they've done, like Extraction. Like I absolutely love those films, and they're like, in my mind, those are like theatrical release quality films as well.
Right.
I just finished watching The Fall of the House of Usher on Netflix.
Oh, that's the series, right?
Yeah,
I
watched the first couple episodes.
It's unbelievably great. It's stories taken from Edgar Allan Poe's books and made into one cohesive story, as they're telling that one story from those books. So it's really, I loved it.
And it's like modernized, right? Like with rich kids or something that you're following.
Yeah.
My
it's done by Mike Flanagan.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I might need to finish out the first 3 episodes, but fell off of it.
Yeah, Mike Flanagan's brought us like Haunting of Hill House.
That was good. Yeah.
Bly Manor. Also brought what was that movie? It's Doctor Sleep.
Rebecca
2019.
Ferguson. Yeah, I love me some Rebecca Ferguson. She was the lady in the top hat in that. So moving along, the big movie that's releasing this week as well, that's the Netflix big deal that's happening. It's going to be interesting to watch this play out. I think that the Snyder Cut movement really jaded a lot of people to Snyder. He's got a diehard fan base that I think like there's really nothing he can do that will financially fail right now. Well, then again, like is that fan base spending money supporting it? That's whole nother story. Or if they're just watching it and vocally supporting it. But you have a lot of people that are like anti-Snyder now because of that same movement. Like it has a massive, annoying, toxic aspect to it. So we'll see how it plays out. But as far as the big screen goes, like we're getting Snyder starting on Netflix and the end of what's considered to be the Snyder era of DC movies with the final installment to the DCEU with Aquaman: The Lost Kingdom. That releases technically Friday, literally Thursday. So I'll be seeing it Friday night. I'm excited for it. The trailers look fantastic. It's a finalist in some special effects categories for the Oscars. The trailers continue to look good.
Yeah, the CGI does look good in it.
Yeah, I'm excited just to see it play out. It looks epic in scale. I think that they've completely nailed the underwater design and style to the whole thing. They did it in the first one even. I can't wait to see Black Manta amped up and them dive into more of the historical aspect of Atlantis and everything. It looks like they're leaning into that. Just seeing Topo in action in the trailer looks awesome. Sir Timothy
That-
Nerd.
That is me in the middle there. Nobody else is going to see it.
Private showing on the island.
There you go.
Private
Yeah,
show.
I think I spoke to God. Who was it? Was it DJ that said he looked and no one else?
Yeah.
There's a couple people I talked
I
to
think,
that were
I think
looking.
Izzy said that too, I think.
Mhm.
I'll be waiting for HBO or Disney or probably HBO whenever it drops.
That's sad.
Yeah, I don't even think I've watched the first one. I'm not the guy to talk to about Aquaman. So.
Oh, dude, watch it.
Eh.
I think you'd be really, really surprised with what kind of movie that you end up seeing. There's nothing else in the DCEU like it.
I like him. I mean, I like Jason Momoa. I like him in Justice League. Hated him in Fast and Furious, but we'll see. I am down for the Seahorse. I am intrigued about that.
Yes.
That is like the one
Born
thing.
for the win.
Yeah, like if he's in the movie, that makes me want to see it. But you know how I feel about theaters. It has to be an absolute banger for me to go see it at the theater,
Yeah.
or like a must see, like Godzilla type movie for me to go to the theaters.
Yeah, that was a game changer. I am definitely going to be interested to see how this film does. It is the holiday season, so you do have that aspect of people just go to the movie as a group and look what's playing and everything. That's a big thing. I don't know if it's as big as it used to be, but it's definitely a big thing. So they have a Christmas weekend as a release, so they have like an extended release weekend, and of course they push movies out early to get that 3-day weekend out of it already.
And all the kids are off between Christmas and New Year, so there's lots of kids that'll be going there.
Like,
yeah, do we know what's it competing against this weekend at the box office? Or
Wonka is out.
Right, Wonka came out this past weekend.
Trolls.
Well, that's honestly tough because Trolls is really popular, especially when those kids are out of school and the parents are taking them. That
I'm not gonna lie, Trolls is a freaking awesome movie. I haven't watched this one, but I absolutely adore the Trolls movies.
We watched the first one. We watched World Tour. We watched the animated series on Netflix. We're big Trolls fans. It's got great music to it. It's just it's a fun. That's a legit fun kids movie.
I was obsessed with that movie when it first came out.
What is going on, Comic Vet? Yep, fighting words. Another one. Yeah, the kid from Dune. What's his name?
Timothy Chalamet
plays a young Willy Wonka getting into the whole chocolate industry.
Setting up his chocolate store.
What? The Michael Jackson Wonka? Oh, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Dang, Scott's a savage tonight. Yeah, I've never watched that one. Like, I'm good with the Gene Wilder one. I am interested in seeing the new one. That's one that I'll just watch when it hits streaming. It's a full-on musical. I think that's should be pretty fun as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, it's a musical version. Yep.
I'm just disappointed that Wee Man tried out for the role. They told him no, and then they gave it to Hugh Grant as a CGI little person. So justice for Wee Man, bro. I'm not ever going to see that.
You think for 1 second that Wee Man can act better than Hugh Grant?
It's not the premise of acting. I doubt he had to do much. I really doubt he had to do much besides sing and dance in the background.
Oh my gosh, musical pass.
Can Wee Man sing and dance?
I mean, you can CGI a lot of things, but you shouldn't CGI a tall person being short. That's all I'm saying.
You can CGI all of Hugh Grant for the whole movie, or CGI Wee Man dancing for one scene when you need it.
Right.
Well, it's a lot better than what they did for the one Tim Burton's Wonka movie. They had one guy play every.
Oh yeah, all of them. Yeah, I remember that.
He's not a short person either. He was.
Agreed. Feel the same way.
Getting a lot of hate in the chats for musicals. I would recommend that all of you go check out The Greatest Showman.
Oh,
I'm not telling y'all you got to be like musical enthusiasts, but there's check out Hamilton. My God.
Wonka made $39 million this weekend.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Number 2 came in at under $6 million.
Django
or watch the best musical ever, The Book of Mormon.
What was it? What was the best musical ever?
The Book of Mormon. It won awards.
I haven't seen it. Wasn't it written by the South Park creators?
South Park.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know you're talking about.
Yeah, I would watch that musical.
I like the old one, like Singing in the Rain to me is like the best movie musical ever done.
It's not a bad one. Most movies back. What was the Mr. Smith Goes to Washington? That was a good one.
That wasn't a musical though.
Wasn't? What's the one where the guy like? Yeah, I really think that they're like it's literally a guy like politicking to Washington. God, I gotta look at the name of that now. Because Miss Suggs, like the 92-year-old lady that owns the kennel, was watching it just the other day, and I hadn't seen it since I was in like 7th grade. Is it just the Music Man? Maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Little Shop of Horrors. I liked
Yeah.
Hairspray. Hairspray was good.
I think it is the Music Man because there's like the marching band and stuff.
Yep. Right. Exactly.
Man, B. I got to get up to snuff on my 1940s and 50s musicals now.
There you go.
Yeah, it looks like this is it. Like, yeah, with the red and white suit and the marching band. Yeah, that's it. Music Man.
Trouble in River City.
What is it, Finn?
Sound of Music is good. It's on tonight. Tyler, if you're watching it. Justice for Ralph. So what did you guys think of the latest episode of Monarch? Let's just jump in.
I want to talk about it because I was a little confused at a couple points. That's where I was. Good episode.
Real quick, just quick recap of the past 2 episodes because we're 3 episodes back.
I was gonna say DJ.
We definitely we got like 3 episodes, like the one that spotlighted the end of the Ice Titan scene with what's his name, Kanochi or something, with the son's like backstory with his father and stuff. Then we had the episode where we highlighted Kate's backstory, and then we got the new one. So you have all 3 of those to kind of recap. Where do you land on your episode scale for those? So that'd be 4, 5, and 6.
I'd say I'm still about like an 8.5. 8.5. I think the last couple episodes are gonna put it to like a 9.5 because of what's coming.
Yeah, it's about to go overboard.
Yeah. So just at where I'm at right now, but I'm enjoying the human aspect and the backstory aspect and seeing like what happened and everything intertwined way more than just like 2 kaiju fighting the whole time. So I love that. And you still get the kaiju, monsters sprinkled in, but I'm loving how they do the flashbacks the most. Those are my favorite when they're talking in the present and then they flash back to what they're talking about and it wraps everything up and ties into everything. I think that's done really, really well.
Paul, high and low for episode 4 and 5. What were some of the hits for you?
I thought episode 5 was out of the 3. I thought was the worst of the 3, but I really liked it. It's not saying I didn't like it, but I thought that it was the weakest of the 3 that we had. Although, to Durst's point, you're not going to get 55 minutes of 2 kaiju fighting the entire time. You got to have something besides that. And I think the story that they're developing, they finally found him. And I mean, I recognize that he was like waving him to go away as soon as he started. They're like, "Oh, look, he's waving at us. Oh, look."
That was the goal. Now get.
Yeah, exactly. But it was great seeing Godzilla back in the 50s, 55, but then also seeing him, where he is located in 2015, stuck in some hill somewhere, sand covering him like everything else, in the desert. So,
yeah. So for episode 4 for me, when we ended the ice capade, I thought that was awesome. Like, because we got the backstory, which I wasn't exactly like hanging on every word of the backstory and stuff, but it was needed characterization, and this is a 10-episode series, so to get that 1 episode was great to get it and get past it. And it was done beside a really interesting story, them running for their life in Alaska with the introduction of those anomaly spots with this unknown source of energy, that's building towards something, with them getting finally linked up with Monarch. I thought that was cool. Kate's episode, I think the pacing was just massively different. We didn't time jump at all in that one. It was pretty much just linear. So that really really changed the pacing from what I was used to. When I'm sitting down, I'm waiting on jumps now. I didn't realize how much I'm waiting on jumps and how much I look forward to the 1950s stuff. Getting Kate's story was absolutely tragic. And even more so tragic was getting to meet her mom for the first time, which I thought was massively like heartbreaking, watching her just keep that strong, straight face, looking at her husband's son, like just come on in, come have a drink, trying to be polite and automatically recognizing like he's not the bad guy. He's just a representation of like what broke my heart kind of thing. It was tough to see that, but all in all, it was a good enough episode. Again, I gave it like a 7.5 out of 10, just for like pacing and excitement level kind of stuff. But when it comes to just explaining Kate, which needed to be done, it all of those elements were there. There we go. We're caught up. Episode 6 was freaking bananas. From start to finish, this was pound for pound my favorite episode that they've dropped yet. There's been some bangers, some exciting stuff, but being this far into it and still just getting those huge pops for me, I was literally on the edge of my seat watching for stuff to happen. And there's so many cool little Easter eggs to break down. But what did y'all think of 6? This pretty big episode.
It was my favorite as well. But like I said, there was 2 parts I was a little bit confused about, and we can get into them. Is A, why was Godzilla where he was, and what was he? Has he just been chilling? Has he just been sleeping there the whole time? Has he been walking around? Whatever. That was the only part that was, I hope we get more of. And then
we can hit that right. We can hit that right now. Like there's no point waiting. How are they tracking down their father?
Right, through the radio, the map.
The map. And what is the map? What are the points on the map represent?
Each of the kaiju.
Radiations points.
Right.
The whole design of the map is the ion radiation trail. Across the ion radiation trail.
Right. I would say, which, by the way, it was very convenient in episode 5 that the window just happens to be further enough away so that when he puts the paper up on it, it actually lines up on the. Whoever built that building is amazing.
Right.
So they have the map, and on the map are the flagged points with the radiation hotspots that his dad. That really, Bill Randa is the one responsible for discovering. Right. You see that research and discovering it as early as episode 2 with the Ion Dragon, which we'll see that person again. I promise you. So that the whole thing of tying that Ion Dragon to the trail, to those points,
he's is sleeping on like a spot of radiation. Then
basically. So what it is what we have is the 2014 fight happened, and what does Godzilla do after a fight? He has to recharge. He has to, wherever he slumbers is a massive radiation pocket. We know that from King of the Monsters, because remember they had to go down underwater. They found the sunken city, and Dr. Kirizawa had to walk out there and just be poisoned to death just to set the bomb off to like juice Godzilla. That's why we're already theorizing that the pink scales in the new movie are due to his new house, since his old one got destroyed. Different types of radiation, different strengths of it, whatever. So Godzilla was at one of those points absorbing the area.
Got you.
And they disturbed him with the orca.
And
right.
Yep.
Yeah, this was the earliest version of the orca. They had that device in King of the Monsters that they could activate to send the alpha signal to turn a kaiju toward them or a titan toward them or turn it away. We got to see the gentleman who invented the first version of the orca in this when he was out there. He's like, it's kind of weird. I can turn this on and send signals and I get an answer, but I can't tell from what. And it was cool because they're out there just hanging out, and then it's gone. Like, where'd it go? They look out over the water, it's gone. Then you just see, boosh, Godzilla comes out of the water, and in their face, he's like, oh my God, we didn't kill it. They nuked it. They hit it with the biggest thing that they had, and he's just swimming around, just enjoying life.
So do you think Godzilla now remembers her? Because I couldn't remember in the scene where she was in the bus, when it shows Godzilla, I think he looks at her, because in that scene, he looked at her again. Obviously, I don't know if he remembered her, because right then and there, he could have just stomped them, did whatever. But he just turns his back and walks away to we don't know where, because it pans out at the end and it shows the city in the back, and he's not walking. I expected to see him walking towards that city for like the cliffhanger, but that's not where it ended. He wasn't walking towards that city. It cut to Shaw and them going back to Monarch, which now we know why Monarch's the way it is. because
That general is out and the other guys are in now.
Taking over, and it's instantly like blah 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 blah. We don't care what you're doing. Report on my end of my desk at the end of the day. So now it went from Monarch kind of being kind of the good guy and kind of helping out to Monarch being, you know, the bad guy and only caring about the money and the government and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I took that like that's just her personal trauma. She was standing in front of like a 30-foot eyeball. Of course, it looks like he's looking at you. He didn't step on him because this Godzilla in the Legendary is not a malicious creature toward animals. I think he walked in the direction he walked in because their dad, Hero, got in a car with the orca hauling ass that direction. So it's following the signal. And in terms of Monarch, I think this was awesome. We finally get to see the division. The Monarch that we know and were introduced to was led by Dr. Kurosawa, who is a force for good, like research, studying the betterment of whoever. The Monarch that we're seeing in this are shady, corrupt, weird, and we're now seeing two different divisions inside of it. And we got to see in the flashback the earliest injection of that division, because we have Bill and we have Shaw and we have Kiko that were the original three, but now we see where the military has stepped in due to Shaw making that very, very irrational decision.
And don't forget Columbo.
Yeah.
Columbo, yeah.
Who they're all gone now.
I know you meant that as a dig, but I actually took it as a compliment. I think he's alive. I 100% think he's alive. They didn't show us that helicopter that crashed. He was in it, unfortunately, with that SWAT team. And they didn't show us. They just showed Kurt Russell walk back. He's like, the helicopter's down. They're all gone. I hope he's still alive. I feel like he serves a greater purpose than to have gone out like that.
Yeah, he was kind of fun.
I don't think they would have killed him off like that.
They very well could, but it doesn't feel like it, does it?
No, not at all. And also, what about May? She's like, I got all this money. That's her name, May, right?
Yeah.
She's got all this money because we already knew her with her background and something we suspected that she had some kind of ties because she wanted to get away. She wanted to leave. But now she's like, look, I got people looking for me. We don't know why. She didn't really explain why, but she's like, I got all this money. So now it just furthers that character even more to see like, what did she do in the past? What connection?
It sounds like she robbed a drug dealer back in the States or something.
Right. But with her being this techie, it sounds like she ripped off some like offshore bank account type thing or like rerouted money or something like that, ripped off the wrong type of person. So
yeah, it's pretty interesting because that enforcer for Monarch, that Russian chick, she went and got Kurt Russell out and they're kind of doing their own thing now. And she introduced us to this whole rebel sect inside of Monarch who feels like Monarch has gone off the rails and it's not what it's supposed to be. And now I still have like she still gives these stares and these faces like she's still hiding something, but it confirmed for the first time Kurt Russell's intention when the kids were like, we have to go stop him. And he just looks at him, stop him. What? We got to help him. And they're like, yes. So they have like this greater understanding. At least he does. He's running off of his friend Bill Randa's research and experience. So now we know that we have like him actively trying to like nurture the hierarchy of Titans on this planet. He has an understanding of it. So I'm wondering when the ball is going to drop for him too, and find out that the people that he's actively working with are just like an early version of that group that was, you had that group trying to release all the Titans and King of the Monsters. Yep. I feel like we have to be getting like an early introduction to that group as well too, because they started operating right after G-Day as well. They had Charles Dance as their leader and everything.
And that first kind of darker, more evil tone with this episode.
Yeah, this one had that malicious undertone to a lot of the characters' actions.
Right.
But it was a huge episode, and I know that huge things are coming. Huge things are coming.
Yes. I can't believe we briefly got the glimpse. What was it, episode 4 when they were leaving the ice? When you see the hole to the center of the earth, you see it like it's there. We know it exists. We know it's there. So
you see the thumbnail I used for tonight with Godzilla in front of it.
Right.
Yeah.
So like something is either going to come out of that or go in it, or something is, or there's multiple ones. Maybe there's one at each one of those points in the map. I don't know. So I'm just excited to see. I know the next few episodes are absolutely going to be off the chain.
Yeah, keep in mind with any like standard format television show, you build up to an epic finale. If people think that we're not going to get a massive Titan battle in this, you are very much mistaken. There is a
Yeah.
massive Titan battle that's being built up to the introduction, albeit there are flashbacks, that Ion Dragon will be back.
Mhm.
There's a good chance that that even the spider from Skull Island in some form or fashion, because Hollow Earth is confirmed. Traveling around the globe via tunnel systems quickly is absolutely confirmed in this universe. And then on top of that, you have this Ice Titan that has this ability to freeze stuff, which is some really cool stuff. Some really cool stuff. I can't wait. And I like that, like the flashback Godzilla, he clearly looks younger than the modern one. Like the way that his head shape is, his size is a little bit smaller. I like that they even give you a different style to him.
Mm-hmm. It's done very well. It's done very fan service, and I enjoy it.
What is going on, Wellbore, Megatron? How are y'all tonight? Some good stuff for sure. Some good stuff. But I'm very much excited for next Thursday night at 9 p.m. real time. I set my clock by it. I brushed my teeth to it. It's good stuff.
It's my Friday after work show every Friday.
What do you think the chances are of this releasing on physical media, Paul?
That'd be dope.
Yeah, but Apple TV does not have a record of releasing their stuff on physical media. So I would be
scour the internet for somebody who.
Yeah. The only thing I could say is that this might have a better chance in some ways because I'm sure it costs a lot, and they have to do whatever they can to recoup their losses. I mean, to recoup their expenses, not losses. And Legendary may have more of a say than Apple Plus does.
Hopefully, it was built into that. Like, I mean, Godzilla is a physical physical merchandising gold mine.
Forever.
And he has a 70-year history. A lot of the fans probably don't even have Apple TV. A massive number of people,
right?
I know their whole goal is to get people to subscribe to these services, but it still doesn't make any sense in my head to not release physical, release stuff on your streaming. Like, if you want to watch it and not have to go buy something or keep something, you want to watch it as soon as possible, watch it on a streaming service. Otherwise, here, give us $25. We'll give you the 10 episodes.
Imagine if this would have hit on Max or something.
Bro, HBO still makes physical media.
Yeah, exactly.
And for everyone who says physical media is dead, Oppenheimer, the 4K Oppenheimer, you cannot find that anywhere. They're having to rush to make new ones because it's sold out everywhere. Basically.
Mm-hmm. It's because Best Buy, I know physical media, people are eating them up right now because Best Buy said at some point in next year they're going to stop carrying them completely. So
January 1st, it's supposed to.
January
2024.
On top of that, Target already is crap for physical media. They have an end cap. That is it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Best Buy's always been the go-to. If you want 4K or stuff like that, Best Buy's been your go-to.
Walmart past year hired a third party to do their physical media stuff because they think that it's going to be them and Amazon are going to be the two places that people go.
Mm-hmm. I hope Walmart leans into it because Walmart has a huge online footprint, just like Amazon. Like, if you want a tattoo gun to run tattoos at your house, you can go to Walmart.com and order a tattoo gun. They don't carry them in their stores, but that's how their website's set up. Where they just middleman products for people. And if they're gonna keep physical media products like that to fulfill orders on your website, you have a storefront also.
Someone's getting a tattoo gun for Christmas.
It's you, Paul.
How would you know that? That was rather specific that you picked that tattoo gun.
You be sitting there tattooing rings on your finger. But yeah, a lot of good stuff to look forward to with this. There's also a crazy curveball. We know from the first episode that Bill Randa and Kiko became a couple, had kids. We follow their kids and their grandkids through the show, but now we're learning that the earliest fires of the relationship were actually between Kiko and young Lee Shaw, which I didn't see them going into detail on that in the show. It kind of looked like they just have that weird little like that flirting whatever for whatever reason, but that was a dynamic I wasn't expecting.
Agreed. He's one of my favorite characters. I love the back and forth with him, showing him his maturity as he's coming into I like how Paul froze, by the way, how he went into his maturity, into his ranks as an officer, seeing his dynamic with Kiko and stuff like that, knowing that we all know that he wants her. He's sacrificing his career basically to show up there just to protect her when he doesn't need to be. But shout out to Durs, that's his girl. So
Yeah, and I like how honest his superior officer
Right.
is. Even with the earlier episode, talking like the Bikini Atoll episode, he's like, "Look, count the bars on my neck. Like you asked for this, I got it for you. You know what that entails." And then this episode, Shaw goes to his house. He's like, "My team needs me." He's like, "Well, like Monarch needs you too, not just your team. And if you do this, you know what has to happen. So if you want this needs to happen." And he let his selfishness get the best of him and get in the way of what was best for the team. And that ultimately, I think, is going to be what destroys whatever him and Kiko had starting. Because Kiko truly cares for the mission, and she's going to see that and whatever it is that they have starting up is a hindrance to their purpose.
He's like, "What have you done?" when she walks up to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's switch on gears. That's pretty much it. I can't suggest people checking the show out enough. Apple's running a lot of different promotional stuff. If you subscribe via Samsung device, like a Samsung Smart TV, you get like 3 months free. It already offers like a 1 month or 1 week free thing. There's some kind of deal they have subscribing through Roku. So check out some of the options out there. It's getting close to the end of the series. We got 4 more episodes. So like a month left. So if you could get a month free, you can go ahead and sign up and get caught up and ride out the rest of it in real time.
Agreed.
Well, yeah, let's jump over some comic books. It was a massive week for comic books. I don't know why I thought this, but
I'm going to bounce before you get into spoiler comics because I'm so far behind.
All right, Jersey boy.
Sup up all of you guys. Much love.
Peace. I don't know why I assumed it, but in my mind, for whatever reason, I thought that we would probably have less comic books because of the holiday season.
It was a huge week.
And it's through the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I've already done like the pool for next week and the week after. It's massive, both weeks, this week, everything. TM,
also, I got one thing to say. There is a rumor going around that the next Spider-Man movie will have Daredevil and Ant-Man in it.
That's exciting.
I was waiting to see first. They've completely lost me, every bit of it. I was just thinking about that. I'm like, okay.
Daredevil was in the last one.
Yeah. Daredevil should be popping up in Echo. When does Echo drop? Aren't we close to that?
I think January 15th.
Yeah,
I want to say. And we're close to What If. I'm still excited for What If. We get What If like every day.
You're going to be my vessel then, because I'm not watching it.
I'm so excited for What If.
Dude, I say I'm not going to watch it, but then I'll be like, all right, I got nothing going on. Let me turn it on. And then I watch it, and it just typically pisses me off, and I come here sounding like a Scrooge. So I'd rather just let you tell people about it. You're sure you're watching it, TM?
I am going to watch it. There's going to be episodes that I do not like.
Why would you say that? What makes you think that?
Well, not every episode's going to hit. Maybe I don't like the characters. Maybe I don't like the story. But they seem to be doing the same thing as actually a little bit different. It doesn't seem like they connect, but they probably will at the end, like last season. But we'll see.
I didn't enjoy season 1. I enjoyed the 2 episodes that had like Doctor Strange in it. That was it. The rest of them, I just wanted to throw something at the TV.
I like them for what they were. Like I said, I didn't like every single episode, but I did like a lot of them. A lot of them with Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange episodes were pretty good, especially the one where like he was trying to save what's her name? That was a fantastic episode.
Yeah, it really was. Very well written.
Also, there's rumors now, and I want to put this to bed, that that everybody's stating Reacher, that's Alan Richardson, they want him for Bane or Batman, and a lot of people are stating that, but I don't like. He's trying to do less physical roles. Like he stated that last time he was on Michael Rosenbaum's channel, Inside of You, and then like even in this one, he says like running is hard for him now. Like you don't see him run a lot. So I don't think he would take those roles if
He's massive, dude.
yeah, he's especially this season. He's huge. That's probably why he can't run anymore.
It's like,
Um,
look at him when he was on Smallville when he played Arthur Curry, and now look at him now. And it's like it's like there's two of his Arthur Currys in one in one Reacher now.
not even that. Go back and watch him when he was on Blue Mountain State. Like he's still big there, but it's
Yeah, that's also kind of sad thinking like a guy his age is having problems running though.
Right.
And I don't mean like long distance running, but I mean like is he having like debilitating knee problems or something?
he's sore like after a small run, and he used to run a lot, but now that because of his size, like it's a lot more pressure on his body, and that he's taking testosterone now, and I can't see him taking those roles if he's still doing Reacher. So you either
Yeah,
get
I
one or
don't
the other.
want to see him leave Reacher. Like I'm one episode into the 3 that they've released so far, and it was absolutely fantastic. It felt good getting back in the saddle. The whole premise of it is like his old unit from his old investigative unit from the army or look like they're getting targeted and picked off and murdered. So they're trying to reach back up with each other and link up and try to figure out who done it before their next kind of thing.
I was watching the episode. I was watching episode 2 today. I think it was today, and one of the guys from his old units. I'm like, I know that guy. Where is that guy from? And it was like, he played Adam Strange in Krypton.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
Oh
it.
yeah, the first guy, the guy in the one who's married.
yeah,
Yes, that is him.
yeah.
Yeah, that was some of the funnier moments when let me call my wife and get her to get on the social network.
I was trying to wonder where I knew him. Thank you, Paul. Thank you.
I didn't. Somebody. I did. I'm like, I know him somewhere. And then this guy I was with, he's like, yeah. He was in Krypton. I'm like, oh, that's where I know him from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude. As soon as you said that, it's like a light bulb cut on. It's good stuff. Yeah, I don't know who else is watching Reacher, but that was probably one of my most enjoyed shows. What was it, like 2 years ago it came out? It took a while to get a second season, but they're already actively filming season 3 on set now. That might be why his knees are sore. He needs a break.
I remember him talking about. I remember him talking about season 1 too, and how he was just like he said they asked a lot of him, a lot of physical attributes from him, and that he almost didn't even get the role of Reacher because of how accurate they wanted to be with the character of Reacher. And they wanted to get him to, like, the character of Reacher in the book is 6'5". Alan Richardson is only 6'3", so they almost passed on him because he's a little bit shorter.
Even though it looks like he has to duck to go indoors and turn sideways because he's so ripped.
Yeah, and they make a point of mentioning how big he is a lot in this season.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I mean, has he never heard of stunt people?
Well, and yeah. So
we're probably underselling how physically demanding it is to be on set. Like even for non-action scenes, just being up doing the same scene over and over. Like, you guys need to sit down for a minute, kind of thing.
Yeah, and like I don't even know how much he weighs now. Like he's got to weigh
800 pounds.
I want to say at least 400. I want to say he weighs.
That seems crazy. I mean, it'd be all muscle.
Yeah, that seems like that would be a little bit.
Yeah, I think he's probably just over 300 on a buff day.
I was going to say like 280, 290 probably.
There was a scene. There was a scene where he had his shirt off and he was to the side, and that Rob Liefeld picture of Captain America all made sense. Like I was like, what? Everybody's like looking up how much he weighs now.
He says he's 240 pounds. That he posted.
Oh, okay. I don't know, man. I think he's lying.
Yeah, dude's massive.
Yeah, definitely. He put it on like he's even different if you take a look at what he was like on Titans, which is not all that long ago, to where he is now.
Mhm.
He's even much bigger now than he was even just a little while ago. Never mind going all the way back to when he was on Smallville.
Yeah,
Did you guys ever watch Blue Mountain State?
I did not. I did watch Smallville though.
Oh man, he's hilarious. Like you want to see a different side of him? Watch Blue Mountain State because he's the goofy head captain of a football team named Thad.
It would probably mess with my brain to see him that young and slim.
It's hilarious.
How long ago did that show come out?
That was around the same time as a little bit after Smallville, because like they even had what's his name show up. Like he was in the first season of Smallville. He showed up in the first season of Blue Mountain State as a quarterback.
So it was like early 2000 stuff.
Yeah, I've been rewatching it on Prime. Blue Mountain State came out, 2010.
Nice. Well, I want to get into some comic books. It was a massive week. There's a lot of good stuff to talk about here. I do want to say, just keeping with the theme of Travis's shirt, I got caught up on the Batman Santa Claus Silent Night. Like Paul pointed out, it comes out once a week, so issue 2 dropped this week. This is actually super fun, very well done, fast paced, and like he pointed out, this is like that Viking Santa. It's definitely like that North mythology style Santa. The whole concept behind this is an attack happens in Gotham. Some bat-esque creatures just massacre some people, and while the Bat family is investigating it, they have some help show up. And it's not other than Santa Claus shows up, and watching everyone's reaction to like their jaws, like, "Yo, you're actually Santa Claus," and Batman's just super chill. He's like, "Hey, Chris, good to see you again." Like, it's awesome. But the whole backstory is Santa Claus and Krampus go back way in time. Krampus was just like a kind-hearted little trickster woodland troll kind of thing, and by unfortunate accidents of time itself, Santa Claus accidentally banished him to another dimension to try to keep some people safe. He found out that Krampus wasn't actually about to hurt anyone, and he could never find him. And so he spent a very, 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 very long time in practically the Phantom Zone, and he went crazy in there. And he's out. He's got a minion of creatures, and he's pretty much schizophrenic from the look of it after issue 2, and he's attacking. And they're trying to get ahead of this problem before it can get worse. I'm hoping that it ends with some kind of like Christmas spirit type ending, like getting the good back out of Krampus kind of thing.
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
Yeah. I hope they don't like have to slay Krampus.
Yeah, that would be.
I hope he's still just misunderstood. Have we ended the week yet? We're working on it. We just starting to dive into comics. I was just touching base on the Batman Santa Silent Night thing. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's pretty fun. Did you read that one, TM?
No, I did not. I think I will, though. I want to read the Batmite one as well.
Do you have the DC Universe app? Because it's same day release on the app. You don't even have to buy a physical one if you have the DC app.
Not anymore.
I was throwing that out there for anybody out there that might have that app. There's a lot of those holiday specials through the year. They just release same day as for the app subscribers. Paul, did you dive into issue 2?
I did. Liked it. Put Santa in a story, and I'm there.
Nice. Yeah, we got a lot of Santa. They spend a lot of time with the flashback stuff. But what's one that you enjoyed this week? Oh man,
me or
whoever.
Go, Paul.
I'd rather quit than read digitally. So what he's showing off is Batman. What is this called? City of Madness by Christian Ward. This is crazy.
Number 2, it is.
And a shout out to the Flamingo making a bunch of appearances. I hadn't seen that. And now he's in this. He's showing up in Catwoman next week. Yeah, tell us what you thought, Paul.
It's one of those stories that, I mean, the story is great. The art is even better. So it's basically the Court of Owls had trapped this thing way down in the bowels of Gotham City that has now escaped, and it is a perverted, almost a Lovecraftian version of Batman that is out, and he's now trying to find his Robin. In the form of a young boy. And so basically, the Court of Owls are having to partner up with Batman to try and defeat him. Again, there was just so much. I mean, just even things that really just there's no words, but uh, you know, just that little scene there with Batman, um, you know, uh, basically handing the Robin costume. Just is just another part of why I loved it so much. It's I'm sad that it's only 3 issues, but I'm happy for the 3 issues that we're getting.
Oh, it's only 3 issues. Oh
Yeah.
man, that means that's to conclude. I like this aspect too because, but what the Court of Owls stated is that it's polar opposite. It's the darker version
Right.
of Gotham. So with Two-Face is like he has two personalities. He's able to go in and out of that reality,
hmm
which I find is really cool and stuff. So I'm excited to see what other characters we see that are the polar opposites of other characters inside the realm. And I'm sad that it's only 3 issues now.
hmm
Yeah, the art is fantastic, and that's one of the cool aspects is seeing these inverted versions of these characters. We were introduced to the Clayface one, and we saw what happened when Scarface's puppet showed up and went to the lounge where all the criminals go. He starts like just murdering all the people in there casually. That
hmm
was so creepy when the Flamingo called Batman in. He's like, "Yo, man, like you got to get this guy," and he's just sitting there at the table with his dead bodies around him, holding a girl hostage with a knife to her neck. Like, "Hey, what's going on?" And like, dude, this is kind
And
of
to let you
cool.
guys know about the flamingo, he likes to eat body parts.
What? Yeah, I was not aware of that. I'm not up to date on the DC Comics Catwoman villain, the Flamingo, is what it looks like.
Well,
But
he
he's
showed up. He's a Grant Morrison creation. He showed up in Batman and Robin. I forget what issue.
why would that be his shtick? He's like gold member.
Yeah. You would think he would be his big thing would be standing on one leg in people's lawns.
Exactly. They're
I don't
doing
know. He
that
showed up
character
in Gotham too, like the TV show, and yeah. But I'm liking like everybody's talking about like how good Batman Gargoyles is going to be. I'm halfway through it. I'm almost done. I'm on page 44 right now. I was reading that, but I think City of Madness is the definitive Black Label Batman story. I absolutely love this story.
Yeah, for context, when I was looking at my reading stack, I grabbed City of Madness ASAP and opened it up. Right after I read Detective Comics, that was the first thing I read. I grabbed City of Madness and dove into that. I think I burned through my stack first, but out of the Black Label stuff, which I think I had set sideways, I read that. Then I went with Waller Wildstorm. I hadn't even got to Gargoyle of Gotham yet. I absolutely loved it, but there's just something that's mesmerizing about this Christian Ward art. There's something that's like haunting and gothic about this Raphael Grandpa art. It's like I have to be in a different mood kind of thing for him. But I'm very, very excited to dive into Gargoyle of Gotham. That first issue captivated me as well. And it was just that the way that they did the reveals and some of the turns. So I can't wait. And they're really banking on this one. That DC has a lot of faith in the Gargoyle of Gotham when they're running like ads. They're doing
Mhm.
little miniature motion comic, little spots to release on social media and stuff with every issue.
I can tell you this issue definitely it slow pacing in it, but it does have like the horror type of vibe to it, and it's definitely horrific. I love the art style throughout the pages and stuff because some splashes you get like a black and white with some red in it, and it's really good. But I still, if I had to pick out of the two, I'd pick City of Madness.
So did you get the Noir edition? Is that what you got, Travis?
No, it's issue 2 of Gargoyle of Gotham.
Oh, because
There,
the black and white is in the Noir edition, I thought.
No, like it's in color, but there's some splash pages in
Okay.
here that it goes black and white for a
Okay.
second.
Right. Because
To
the
fit,
reason I
to
asked
fit
it
the
is
mood.
because the noir, I did get the noir edition, and it's black and white, but then they do some of the reds as well. So it was like, it was kind of cool when even in the noir edition. So
I did see that. I didn't pick it up or read it, but yeah.
yeah. Yeah, Grandpa is doing. He's another thing. It's come for the story, stay for the art type of a thing. With Raphael Grandpa. So, and he's doing a little bit of a different thing with. He even kind of tweaks his origin a little bit about what Bruce did right after his parents died. So he kind of tweaks it a little bit. You didn't read it yet, Mark?
No, go ahead though. Definitely go ahead.
Well, he basically sends him. He sends him off. He didn't stick around there. He basically went off to try to do some things, and I don't want to ruin it for anybody. So
Go ahead.
no, that's not good. We can talk about it next week,
Okay.
unless Travis wants to ruin it.
No, I'm good. I don't want to be the ruiner. But those are two good books. A book I know that you guys want to hear all about Beast World, Titans Beast World, and Titans Beast World Gotham. Tune into Sector 2815's channel tomorrow morning and get the whole reveal on that. But there is something I want to touch on of Beast World issue 2.
You might actually even hear a call out tomorrow to your name, TM, in our show, in our deep dive.
I will say this, because that's where we go into full details on it. But I massively enjoyed Beast World issue 2. It was fast paced. They had a lot of characters in there. We have a confirmation on who is not Dr. Hate now. Like I was speculating that Animal Man was going to be Dr. Hate. It's not.
It still could be. It could be because even with the people that take over, I don't know, maybe he's in there and he's silently hearing all of the voices. That's why they wanted to. I don't know. But in continuity, he's dead. So I'm guessing he resides in the red, and that's why he's freaking out.
When did he die? Like how long ago was that, and what?
It was.
I was trying to place it because that death could be null and void at this point. Are you pulling a new 52 book?
No, I'm thinking this book came out.
Because we've had the universe kind of refiddled with a few times, little adjustments here and there.
Yeah, he might not be, or maybe this told the future because he did die in 2024.
Let me see the front of it. What does that say at the top? Something of Animal Man?
The last days of Animal Man.
That seems pretty definitive by the title alone.
Yeah, I don't think he is dead in the current DC universe right now.
Yeah, well, we know he's not. We saw him unless that was a throw off, but that's the first time we've seen him in anything in a while. But it was awesome that they addressed it with the introduction of all of these Starros coming to the planet and them all being a part of Beast Boy. It absolutely overloaded Buddy. He was just
and all of these people literally turning into animals, Black Adam turning into an animal. All of these people, you have literally two characters are the most powerful Titans. They're in the one spot, and they can't be changed. We're not sure if they changed or not. Yeah. So we've got the introduction of Vixen. So I'm wondering when maybe his daughter shows up. Or Bawana Beast. We have so many people, and Swamp Thing is going to eventually show up. Wonder if we're going to get some Solomon Grundy as well. The Parliament's coming together.
I made a Solomon Grundy prediction on the deep dive. I'm shifting the goalposts. Like I'm trying to place my bets on who I think Dr. Hate will be. I think Animal Man was like the best one that I had going into it, and then seeing him, I'm like, I don't think
Your
it's him
theory
now.
did make sense, but until the point, like you did state, like it had to be somebody that knew about the Parliaments, but Amanda Waller knows about the Parliaments too.
Yeah, well, we have her and Hate in the same room at the same time. Like I don't know. I think it's going to be someone tied to the Parliament, not just aware of it. Amanda Waller knows everything, but yeah, there's some cool stuff in there. It's got my gears turning, but the most importantly, it feels like a proper event. Like the scope, the scale, the pacing, just the actual entertainment value of it. Like it's just really good. Ivan doing the art. Ivan Reese is he's a fantastic artist. There's no getting around that. It just makes it fun to turn the pages. And then the Gotham book. You had 4 or 5 stories in it, like that are some are just campy fun, but a couple of them are just absolutely awesome. Except the laser pointer one.
I still think I don't know why. Like, even though I want a redemption for her, I still think it's Salem. I don't know why. Even though she's shorter than Dr. Hate.
Yo, where did they send her to? That last issue of JSA, they banished her, didn't they?
Yeah, that's why why my theory was that, because she wanted to be. She was upset that she was the next person. Like, she was the sidekick to Dr. Fate before she disappeared, and now she thinks that she's entitled to be Dr. Fate. Mm-hmm. Who better to all of a sudden get banished and come back as Dr. Hate?
Yeah, that is a good call. That really is. And we're going to have to do something with all of these characters that Jeff Johns has introduced. Like, he introduced an entire army of characters all at once.
Right.
You got to do something with them.
Yeah, I think, and there's 2. I mean, they're either all going to go away and we'll be back to where we were, or lots of people are going to have lots of new characters to work with, forever.
Well, Jeremy's doing really good with Judy already.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I could see one kind of going away. Not going to lie, I could see Ladybug kind of just disappearing. I don't see them going very far with that character.
I would not be surprised if Red Lantern ends up dying, and it ends up being his boyfriend from before.
That's what I said from the beginning.
Yeah. But he doesn't make it. He doesn't live.
Yeah, I assume that Red Lantern's going to die in the Alan Scott 6-issue mini, but we're going to be dealing with the next Red Lantern, obviously, in the Justice Society of America proper. She's on the cover of issue 8.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the OG Red Lantern, we're going to see we're getting the origin currently, but I'm with you on that one. I don't think that character is going to make it out of the book. I think it's going to be an emotional moment for Alan putting him down. Also, for all you Spectre fans out there, he's making a big appearance in Alan Scott Green Lantern issue number 3. I'm very excited for that. Let's see. This was a solid week. Another big one for this week was issue 6 of Green Lantern. These stories are being told in 6-issue story arcs, more or less. This was a knockdown, slobber knockover battle between Hal Jordan and Sinestro, who has manifested a red lantern ring out of pure rage. And we get a pretty cool battle throughout the issue. That's all it pretty much was. Just a fun, action-packed adventure. And then what was the big catch at the end? Oh, yeah, Hal Jordan's crazy.
Yes. And we get the introduction in I believe the first time the introduction in proper DC continuity of Razor he's from the animated series, I believe.
That guy?
Which coincidentally Jeremy Adams wrote. At least that was his first assignment, was writing an episode of Green Lantern the animated series.
Yeah, so Razor shows up. He's like, what's going on, Hal Jordan? Talking to Construct of Kilowog. Right. He's like, Razor, Kilowog is dead. Mm-hmm. And it's all my fault. So Kilowog, who's been hanging out at Hal's trailer this whole time, is dead, and it's just a construct. So
these lanterns like to make these constructs of people. John Stewart did it. They need real friends.
They need real friends. They need a therapist is what's happening right now. So the plot thickened majorly with that. Sinestro's done with the fight for right now, but where they're going to go with this, I have no idea. It's definitely man, we got a story to unpack now. I
Mhm.
feel like that was just a proper, real introduction to the series, told in a great story, just with a little battle with your arch nemesis. Placed all the characters. Hal's back on Earth. We got to see what Carol's up to. We get to see the status of the relationship. We get to see where Sinestro is and that he's stuck there too, and just a fight in the process. So now we're really about to dive into what this run's going to be about. They've been seeding Sinestro having a bigger story arc with these kids off of Earth, which I've really been enjoying, and now we're looking at how potentially mentally damaged Hal is in the process. So it's getting complex.
Yeah, and we still have to find out exactly why Earth was quarantined, what's going on with the Guardians of the Universe, all those good things. We still have all those mysteries out there too.
Mm-hmm. What's another one you got, TM?
Wesley Dodds, Sandman.
Let's go. That was a dope one. I read that. Where's that at? Come here somewhere. Yeah.
Him and not gonna lie, when Sandman and Fog were fighting, I don't know why. First thing that popped into my head. That sounds. Okay. Somebody clip that, please.
That's the meme that will live forever.
The first thing that popped into my head was Spy versus Spy.
Yeah. That was a funny cartoon. Was that on Mad TV or something?
Yeah, the Mad Magazine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing a whole omnibus of just Spy versus Spy, actually.
So I thought that was really, really cool. And that is a pretty quick issue, and that him trying to figure out who this guy is, why he's stealing his equipment and that. And then we get the ending of him, because this guy knows who he is, knows entirely who he is. So he's trying to figure out. We do get a glimpse of who this guy is, but I don't know exactly if we got introduced to him prior.
Yeah, they drew it in a way that you couldn't really place the face either.
Mm-hmm.
I sat there and looked at it and flipped back through the book. I couldn't spot the character. But yeah, we had Wesley just kind of diving more into investigating the dead body that was left in his house, finding out it had nothing to do with the actual breaking in of his house. It was just a throw off. The body was already dead before it was placed there. Going back to the scene of the crime and trying to get some more evidence and running into the character that has stolen his research and is now developed a suit, has a gas mask, looks just like Wesley Dodds, except it's all black. And they have a really, really cool fight. Wesley with the knockout gas and Fog with killer gas. They both end up losing their masks in the fight and having to get out of there. But Wesley didn't make it out before he inhaled a lot of the gases, and it looks like he's being poisoned to death by his own creation. Cliffhanger.
I don't know. I don't think he makes it.
Yeah. I don't think he had a vision of surviving that. We'll see. Paul, what'd you think of it? Still holding up?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. I think Robert Venditti, I said this before, I think he's really good at writing these period pieces, set in a particular time frame, whether it's the 40s or 78 or whatever it happens to be. The only thing is we have like Red Lantern and Green Lantern, we have Fog and Sandman, so we're kind of getting the two sides of the same coin type of a thing, stories, and kind of in some of the new golden age. But I still think it holds up, and I'm enjoying it thoroughly.
Good stuff. Did either of y'all read the new Punisher issue #2 with the new character Joe Garrison donning the suit?
No.
Did you?
I didn't even read issue number 1.
No. I was gonna go no.
No, I'm loving this. I don't know what it is. It's just a really good book. They introduced in the beginning of this character called the Author, and they's like, oh, he can make an offer with anyone. He was rumored to have been killed, but he made an offer with the devil, too good for the devil to resist, and send him back here. And you pretty much have what's the name of the old team? It's got Bushwhacker and the Electric Eel, a bunch of C-rate villains are the bodyguard for it. And it's pretty much Wonder Woman issue 3, where she's just storming the castle, trying to get to the guy at the top. It's him storming the castle, taking out these supervillain bodyguards on the way, just to get in front of the offer and say, I want to know who ultimately responsible for putting a hit out on my family, or who done it, why they did it. And the offer's like, you don't know? He's like, yeah, why'd they try to kill me? He's like, they didn't try to kill you. They tried to kill your wife. And he finds out the motive behind what got his family killed. They were all killed in a house explosion. And it turns out that his wife was a target, not him. He's ex-SHIELD agent that used to be a gravedigger for SHIELD, pretty much a Black Ops asset, an assassin kind of deal. And they came for his wife because she was just doing her normal job, flagging suspicious accounts at her day job, and she got the wrong people in trouble, and they quietly reached out and took care of the problem, unbeknownst to her ever, you know? So that didn't fulfill the hole in his heart. That didn't make him say, okay, I'm content now. It hurt him even more. Now he's more motivated than ever to take out people like that. So it was a fun issue. I'm enjoying it. No apologies. Had a little John Wick moment. Someone looked at him and was like, the Punisher. He's like, yeah, everyone keeps calling me that. Yeah, what else y'all got? Danger Street. That's a good one. I have it right here. The final issue of Tom King's story.
Yes.
What do you think?
Guess what? Nobody's dead.
Nobody. Except one person.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, this was a pretty cool issue. It was just it felt like an epilogue, a really long epilogue. They were able to get the Helmet of Fate to activate and bring the people that have died throughout the story back, except that didn't have anything to do with Manhunter, the assassin. They're still chopped up to pieces, laying on a roof, rotting somewhere. Atlas, the old god, is still dead. But you have the Dingbats are back, Warlord is back.
Metamorpho's arm is back.
Yeah, they're faced with the realization that Atlas is not there. The sky is still falling, and we need this resurrected kid to, he has a piece of Atlas's essence inside of him from the events of the first issue, and bringing him back, letting him have this moment to see his friends, and then to lay this information on. You have to go keep all of us alive. And it was a cool moment where his friends were like, dude, we're coming with you. If you're going to sit there for all eternity holding the sky up, we can at least hang out, talk trash, play games, whatever. So that's what they're doing. And then at the end of it, Lady Cop is sitting there just on her own after everything's settled. The outsiders are turned normal again. The green team's behind bars. It needs to be behind bars kind of thing. She's talking to the Helm of Fate, demanding answers, the ultimate question in life. Why did this have to happen? And of course, the helmet isn't answering her, and she assumes that she'll be more stubborn than the helmet and keep asking until it answers her. But then someone else shows up just out of nowhere. A drifter in the desert shows up to come pick up the helmet. Identifies himself as the Lord of Chaos, and you don't want the answers. And he assured her that she doesn't want the answers, kind of thing. But it was a decent finale. He said if you kept asking that helmet, eventually if you pushed it, he'd just go, once upon a time in a kingdom far, far away. It was pretty cool. I like the way that the story was told. It was really dope. And it had a happy ending, more or less.
Yes, I agree. I didn't like it as much as I liked his Mr. Miracle or Supergirl, but
Supergirl was next level.
Yeah.
The journey through this one was really fun. Really fun. There's so many little moments of suspense and tension. It didn't have the massive payoff ending like Killing Time did or something like that. TM, what else you got?
I think that's it. Yeah, that is it. I need to catch up on Action Comics and Danger Street. 3 issues behind on Danger Street, but I'm definitely going to be reading those. And then also I want to catch up on Batman and Robin.
That's the Joshua Williamson one?
Yes.
You're not reading that, right, Mark?
No. I'm sorry.
Actually, no, it's not. We hate you for it.
I apologize, but I'm not sorry.
Get the pitchforks.
Don't read Detective Comics?
No.
Second to last issue of Rom V's storyline called Batman Outlaw. We saw him drop Batman from the noose in the last issue, and now we're seeing the other aspect of Catwoman's plans. It looked like it all fell apart. It wasn't going good. Now it looked like you get to see all the details of the throwaways and everything that she did to work around them, knowing she's coming. They're going to expect this. So I'm going to do that, but really work around it. And she's almost shut down their plan completely. It's still a kind of a back and forth cat and mouse fight with them and her team, but we'll see how it all ends in the next issue where we get the finale to the story arc. I can't wait to read it. Like, it's just got you on the edge of your seat, and the way they're playing it, like, there's so many different players in it that it only moves the plot so much, but you get so much information in each issue. They also did a backup story where the Orgums showed up to Gotham via boat. You actually see that they weren't invited on that boat.
Mm-hmm.
They murdered their way through that boat and showed up. It was actually pretty wild.
Yeah, Rumby is knocking it out of the park. There was for some people, you may be interested that Liam Sharp did some of the interior artwork as well. Yeah, it was. I kind of like the way the explanation they had for why he actually didn't die when he was hung. The whole poison ivy bit in this thing that basically froze his muscles, so when he dropped, it's like his spine stayed the way it was, so he didn't actually. It was.
Yeah, she was betting on his neck being strong enough to take the fall. Like,
right,
yo,
exactly.
for real.
Yeah.
She's like, he works out enough. I hope his neck's strong enough.
Yeah.
So yeah, they really dropped him. It was cool seeing like the dynamic of like Mr. Freeze and who was he with, Cheshire or something like that.
Yep.
And like working their way to the point of like, all right, this is as far as I can go. I've got my own fish to fry kind of thing. And he's savage in this. Like, he's been instructed, don't kill people. He's like, don't worry, I won't. Then he'll freeze their limbs and shatter them off of them and stuff. Like, he's cold-hearted. Well, it was cool.
He is.
I got two more. How many more you got, Paul?
Just one. Oh, no, I have two. They both actually have the same character, oddly enough.
Superman Lost, number 9 of 10. What an issue. Superman knows what Lex Luthor is up to. We got the reveal that it was a false symptom thing that he doused Lois with. She actually discovered it herself with a simple realization, like, I was in close proximity to him. For if he were to have done that to me, it would have affected him too. So of course he would have an antidote, and of course he would be such a jerk. It would be in his pocket at all times for a big reveal when I come to him. So she actually goes and gets it off of him. Superman is talking to someone about these visions he's having, just of anger, just wanting to punish Lex for doing this. And when talking to the therapist, something that Christopher Priest did phenomenally, that who's that terrible writer that I'll never read his books again?
Tim Seeley.
John Ridley. What John Ridley did that Christopher Priest said, like, dude, when he gets angry, sure, everyone has these anger moments, but the therapist is like talking to him about having this anger toward Luthor. He's like, that's why you want to hurt him. And Superman's like, I don't want to hurt him.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just mad. I don't want to hurt anybody. He's like, no, it's normal. It's normal for something like this to happen, and you want to lash out. He's like, I don't want to lash out. It's like, well, that's why you're having these visions. Like, no, it's not. Like, I don't want to hurt the guy. Like, I'm like, dude, that's Superman. Yes. Despite your like automatic responses, you're still smart enough and a good enough person to know that's not what I want to do. Like, his mind and his body is not lining up, and he's addressing it. Like, dude, fantastic. Well done. Oh, there's other bad writers. Yeah, I won't read a John Ridley book, not on a character that I enjoy, at least. If I love a character, not reading a book if he writes it. Nope. He personally came to try to destroy who Superman is. He personally went in and took shots at the Teen Titans. And I'm like, dude, I'm done. Everything he writes that's on like DC comic characters, all he does is go in and tell you how bad of people they are and explain it to you by saying that this is what they really do and think, when it's completely backwards than everything that's ever existed historically with those characters from their inception to present day. Like, the dude should have read a comic before he wrote a comic. Yes, sir. We ran through Monarch on the first. We did a little talk on Rebel Moon, then Aquaman. Then we jumped into Monarch. A lot to talk about with Monarch. Definitely check that out. Check it out. Paul, what do you think of Superman Lost, issue number 9 of 10?
Yeah, and it was I thought it was really good. I love the fact that, I mean, like, Lois really kind of knows what Luthor is doing. Superman really kind of knows what Lois is doing. It's like they all know what everybody else is doing, but they're all letting him do it anyway. For right now anyway. But I'm really looking forward to, and we get that Green Lantern who shows up, Hope, who shows up at the very end of the issue. So we'll see what happens. With issue number 10. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. There were lots of good um, smaller moments too, like the whole thing with Superman and Lois, and the heart to hearts that they have with each other, and you're doing this, why are you doing this? And it's like, no, it's about us. It's like, so it was like there are lots of moments to like in Superman Lost number 9.
Yeah, we're at the end of it. So if you haven't read this is one that'll be collected for sure. Definitely suggest checking it out. And the big ending as well, like Superman's whole thing that he's dealing with, it's called Superman Lost because he lost an entire planet of people he wanted to save. They're gone. He couldn't save them. It's messing with him. And then here at the end, the last page, the character that he connected with most on that planet, the character with the Green Lantern ring, a girl named Hope, who he assumed dead, she's now on Earth and she's pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there it is. What? Is it Superman's? Whose is it? I don't know. We'll find out. Issue number 10.
Right.
All right, the last one for the night, rightfully so. This is the last issue of Action Comics that Philip Kennedy Johnson will be writing. He does have the annual coming out on the 27th, but this is the last issue proper. 1060. This is bittersweet, man. Bittersweet. Steve Beach has done a gorgeous job writing this run with him. Steve Beach is this beautiful artist who's been painting covers for Action Comics since we got into. It's before the dawn of DC era, wasn't it?
Exactly. Follow him over to Green Lantern.
Yeah, he's moving over to Green Lantern, and my God, some of those covers are just magnificent. I'm so excited. But this is really cool. We have one of the twins that has gone missing. Missing to the super family, at least we, the readers, know that Nora, the leader of the Blue Earth terrorist organization, has taken her. We get the reveal in this that she is actually Talia and Bruce's daughter from a different Earth, an Earth that was affected directly by Superman and the Authority during the War World event. When that all kicked off, a lot of worlds were affected by those events, and theirs being one of them. She is a conquering leader of her planet that conquers other planets, and they've been cut off from other planets, and now she's mad about it. She's coming for revenge against Kal-El and the super family, and it looks like how do you say her name? Ortho?
Yeah.
The young little Ortho ain't having it. She's not joining the House of El bandwagon. In the meantime, Superman needs some help getting to her, so he goes to none other than Constantine, and you get this great scene where Constantine and him goes and discovers Nora's what she's using to hop between universes now that she doesn't have her old planet with all the tech. She's using the occult. And in the process of investigating it, they go into one of these portals. And in the process of doing it, they now have Etrigan the Demon there with them, Constantine with them. And I think there was one more. Oh, yeah.
Bloodwind.
Bloodwind is there. The new Bloodwind is there.
Who is the Superman of Hell.
The Superman of Hell. So he's got, dude, this annual is about to slap. So Philip Kennedy Johnson is like crafting and pulling from his entire run on Action Comics to bring us the big finale. Now, the last issue, the finale, will take place in the annual, and it's not an anthology, I don't think. It's just a oversized grand finale to his critically acclaimed run. Cannot wait.
Yeah, I'm guessing that probably what happened is they probably said January is it's a new year. Let's put all the new writers on Action Comics, and Philip Kennedy Johnson probably said, "Well, wait a second, I still have like 2 issues worth of stuff that I have to tell," and so they gave him the annual to finish it.
I'm glad they did, because if there's one thing I'm sure of is we've had an Action Comics annual this year already.
Right.
I wonder if this one will actually say issue 2. Now, if they've done one this year, shouldn't it say Action issue 2? Let's see.
You would think. It just says 2023.
This says 2023. I know we've had an Action annual this year already. Because they always do Action and Detective in the same month. They always do. Get off my lawn, Pops. Hope you're doing good tonight, Nick. But that's all I got, guys. Y'all got anything else y'all want to touch on before we make like a baby and head out?
I think I am good. Looking forward next week, Christmas Eve.
So next week, Christmas Eve, will be the special edition episode where we will be going diving in the deep end on Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. We'll be releasing in theaters. I'll be going to see it on Friday. Confirmed with the wifey today that that'll be the day that works for us. So if you're like me, you'll be just hanging out, waiting on kids to go to sleep so you can go to sleep. Come by, hang out, talk some Aquaman, new comics, talk Monarch, all that good stuff. Sir Timothy Nerdy, will you be here?
I will be. I'm going to see Aquaman 2. I got my ticket, and I'm pumped. I'll be the only one in the theater.
As of now. Hopefully that'll change.
Well, they can go to the later one. I'm going to the early one.
You don't want them to go, huh? Yeah,
I want people to go. Like, I don't think it's going to do good in the box office, but I still want people to go see it. Just not in my theater.
Just not in your theater. Paul, your schedule clear for next Sunday?
Yeah, and I should be seeing Aquaman on Saturday, I believe.
Nice. Pops, I see you in the chat. Yeah, Friday is the day. Check your schedule. Pops has a busy Christmas schedule, picking up grandkids.
I got other TV show that you guys should all check out. I started watching it because Roscoe told me to check it out, and I started doing it. And it's on the Max. It's called Bookie. Oh my God, is that ever hilarious?
What's it called?
Bookie.
Bookie?
It's done by it's done by Chuck Lorre, and the guy brought us like 2.5 Men in that. Charlie Sheen shows up as Charlie Sheen, so that was kind of funny. But it's something like you think like it would be like, oh, it's going to be like people getting their fingers broken and stuff, and they find the most hilarious way to make, like, I don't know, I can't even do it justice, but I had such a great laugh. There's 6 episodes out right now. Bookie is just hilarious.
Yeah, Loki. What is it going? First off, what's up, Loki? You just see in the chat. It says Bookie's great. Bookie is great.
And
he's the one who told me that guy was Adam Strange from Krypton.
Loki.
Yeah.
Nice. Good catch. All right, guys. I'm about to head out. Work tomorrow early in the morning, but don't forget tomorrow 10 a.m. real time. Catch me and Paul on his channel for the DC Deep Dive, breaking down all things that is this new what's it called? Beast World?
Titans Beast World.
Beast World, yep. And then tomorrow, later in the evening, catch Sir Timothy Nerdy over on Geek Out with Roscoe's channel for Between the Lines, the live chat discussion draw show that they do every other week. 1 week on his show, then the next on Roscoe's, and back and forth. They'll have a Madam Blaster on there, sculpting dressed as Poison Ivy, if I remember correctly.
And don't worry, we won't be talking about nudicles. I apologize, Paul.
I'm still scarred.
Well, I appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out. Be sure to hit that thumbs up if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. And yeah, see y'all on the next one.